Regardless of all the changes, one thing remains. Joe Crowded entertains. Over 10 years, he won't let it die. News, rumors, politics, and entertainment tonight. So let's raise up a glass, get some Busey and ass, and let's let loose. He broadcast in mass. We're on the highway to hell, there's no looking back. Where are we going? There's no signs of slowing, and the rollers keep on grilling. There's no way to tell. We're on the highway to hell, highway to hell. Monetize this 500. Who will win the belt? Will this be the last? So many different monetize this cast. Regardless of all the changes, one thing remains. Joe Crowded entertains.
You gotta love how that track abruptly ends. I mean, you gotta love the way it just shuts off right there and just goes away. Wow. Now that's production. That's production quality. You don't get that anywhere else. I'll tell you that. That is amazing how that happens. I mean, it just shuts off. That's the best, right? Nobody can shut off a track like that. It just dies. It just goes away. What's up, chat? What's up, everybody? Hope you guys are doing well. A lot of people are just still recovering for that fucking AEW travesty. I mean, if you watched AEW, are you even a human being at this point? Like, are you a friggin' human being if you watched AEW the other night? That was fucking crazy. I mean, I decided not to review it and not to watch it, especially because of my channel being fucked, but I mean, my God, if I had actually watched that entire full show and then had work on Monday, I mean, are you fucking kidding me? And you're watching it because you're like, well, the show's been all right, I guess. Not great. But at least there's got to be something happening here at the end of this, right? Like, so the end of this is going to be the payoff. I'm going to watch this at the end, and surely Swerve, you know, I guess maybe Swerve will win because that seems predictable because they have got to get the belt off Moxley again. They didn't take it off him the last time, and it seems like they never want to take it off him, but I mean, they've got to take it off him because where is the belt? We haven't even seen the belt in forever. And so you're expecting them to maybe do something because the fans are restless. We haven't seen the goddamn championship in forever. It's friggin' terrible. And then you watch all the way to get to that part. But then you're like, well, but at least if Swerve doesn't win and Moxley does keep this belt and they continue on this path of retardedness, well, at least there's got to be something happening at the end of the show, right? That's like crazy or something like that. So maybe that will be worth it or whatever. And then you watch the entire thing. And all that happens is the Young Bucks show up. The lights go out again for the millionth time in AEW. The lights go out, and there's the Young Bucks, and they screw Swerve Strickland, and that's it. Like, that was it. You watched the whole thing just for that. Oh, my God, bro. And then on top of that, you had to suffer through the press conference of Tony Khan, and then Swerve Strickland went out and was like, I'm black. I'm awesome because I'm black. For the first time ever, I'm black or something. And then he calls out Booker T, somebody he'll never fucking wrestle. So what's the point of that? But yeah, that's what happened. Swerve promo after Dynasty. Where is it? Swerve I mean, it's crazy. Now, I don't even know where the promo went. I thought it was online. I mean, I had heard it everywhere, but I don't know if I can find it.
What went down after the attack adds even the think again on Dynamite.
Here's the
All
guy
that
talking
swerve-
about it, but where's the raw video? There was raw video of this. Does anybody know where the raw video is? I'm trying to find the raw video. But someone sent it to me if you got it. Or tweeted at me, you know, something like that. I don't know. I know I'd seen it, and then I never saved it, and then it was like being shared, and then it became a news story. But I don't know what happened to the clip. I don't know if like they took it down or someone went after the person who uploaded it or something. But it was everywhere, and it was just ridiculous. It was Swerve just being an idiot. Oh yeah, the media has been disabled. Yeah, a ton of people disabled it. But which doesn't make sense, though, because it was after the show. You know? And then Jungle Boy, I guess, did something, but we haven't seen him in forever. Like, talk about dropping the ball with that guy, too. I mean, you actually had this thing that you were trying to do with a guy. You had all this CM Punk heat and everything. And they ruined that. And what's with AEW wrestlers getting into fights with little girls? Like, what is going on with that? Where they're really talking shit to little girls. It's very weird in AEW, and they seem to be like featuring it a lot. But I don't know, dude. AEW was hardcore removing stuff that was tweeted, video, anything video related. Like there was so many disabled copyrights. I've never seen that many by them or anybody. Oh, I found the Swerve thing. I found it. I mean, I don't know why. I don't know why I get it. Anyway, so you're coming off of that. You're going into Raw like, please give me something, bro. Please give me something on WWE Raw because, man, what AEW did to me the other night it felt like rape. Tony Khan was raping his own fans the other night. That's what I would say. And I know that I'm trying to suck up and be a good guy and you know, maybe I could get in the good graces with AEW because so many other people hate them so much. You know, maybe I could get in the good graces with AEW. Maybe Tony Khan will like me. You know, maybe I can do what all the other YouTubers are doing, which is suck someone's ass. I mean, we know what Catman is doing with WWE, and so many other people are doing with WWE. We know what my former co-host, one of them, is doing with WWE. I love you. I love everything. Oh, my God, it's amazing. I love you. I'm a different person now. I don't like Joe anymore, and I like WWE's great. I've always thought great things. Amazing. And I get, like, you know, to put on a fake persona to try to get tickets and to try to get sympathy, like a lot of people, but I just can't do it. So, you know, and the opportunity is really there for somebody to love AEW and AEW to say, well, that guy's got our back. Let's give him stuff. But I just can't. This is retarded by AEW. So I'm just so sorry about that. I wanna say good things, but this is fucking atrocious. Like it is like one step forward, 3 steps back. 1 step forward, 4 steps back with AEW right now. It's almost unbelievable. Smokey and the Bandit just came on after Raw was over, and I thought to myself, man, I would rather watch that than wrestling this week. And I thought about how great Burt Reynolds is. And then I thought about, well, Burt Reynolds at WrestleMania 10, that was pretty good. And let's not forget at WrestleMania 10, what a great job the ring announcer did, who introduced Burt Reynolds as the guest ring announcer. Do you guys remember that guy, the guy with the mullet who was the ring announcer for like 2 seconds? Right after Gene Okerlund and those guys left the WWE. I mean, Howard Finkel was still in the WWE. He never left the WWE. But Howard Finkel would share duties with this new ring announcer. And, man, that ring announcer, he was all into Burt Reynolds. He was like, Burt Reynolds! Wilds! Like, he was wild at WrestleMania 10. He didn't know if he wanted to be calm and pronunciative or whatever. That's not a word. And be clear. Or if he wanted to just go off the rails like Vince McMahon or something. Because he would be like, the only way to win this match is to ascend the ladder. And then he would be like, the Heartbreak Kid! Like, he was doing his best Vince McMahon. But this was before Vince McMahon was Vince McMahon. So it's like, he was really channeling that energy. And you can see why Vince McMahon hired the guy. Because Vince was like, damn, this guy will do cocaine with me. He's hired. Like, for sure. Vince McMahon was like, this fucker will do cocaine. Let's go. By the way, guys, in the chat right now, if you want, you can support the channel. We need your support more than ever. We had a unbelievable monetize this the other day, though. I will say that. But once again, hey, man, we are way up against it. I'm telling you like you wouldn't believe. But I do want to say again, D. Welsh and Z. Payne dropped bombs. Monetize this 499 was nuts. It was fucking crazy. But we're on our road to monetize this 500. We're only days away now. It's unbelievable. It's Monday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. 6 days away. 6 days away from the 500th episode. The 500th episode of Monetize This. That is crazy. And I can't wait. Saturday night, back on my other channel, the main channel, the Joe Cronin Show channel. We'll be live, and it will be a big night. And I was very happy the other night. It was such a great night and everything like that. And it was wild. It was a good momentum burst towards 500. And I'm taking points in a Monetize This 500, and Luke is not. So that's good for me. So we'll talk more about that Swerve stuff and AEW later, but we'll stick back on track to, I guess, WWE. I could go for some coke. Yeah, I think we all could. It's only 5 days, isn't it 6? I don't know. I can't. I don't do math. What do I know? I don't. What the fuck do I know? I just want to say that it also is like kind of a letdown when it's like, oh, Rhea Ripley, it's a triple threat match. Oh, we all knew that was going to happen. This is stupid. Like, how dumb was that? Like, we've said since the second that this whole thing started, like, oh, this is just going to result in a triple threat match. What's the point in going through all these motions? And it felt like WWE really should have pulled an audible and said, you know what? Like, right away, it's a triple threat match. Or they should have pulled Rhea away and done something else and then had her come back at the end. I don't know. But, like, some of these storylines are not interesting enough, and they're taking way too long. And so, it's just like, I'm so over it. I get it. The storyline shouldn't be, we don't know what's going to happen until the last minute. As far as when you know what's going to happen is what I'm trying to say. Like, if we didn't know, like, every group of matches should have a different burn period. You know what I mean? Like, there should be a few matches where, okay, we know right from the beginning what's happening. Let's build that all the way to Mania. And with this other one, we're not going to find out until a week before Mania. This one, we're going to find out 3 weeks before Mania. But I don't count stuff like this as that. I don't count Rhea Ripley being added to this match like, okay, we waited till the last minute for you to really know the match. Because we all knew that was going to happen, and these are all the people who are involved in that match, who have been involved every week. So as wrestling fans, we're like, whoa, they're going to be working together at WrestleMania. This is obvious. It would have been better if, they had, like, Rhea Ripley was involved in someone else, and she ended up, getting through that, and then she jumped into this match at the end. And then it would have been like, oh, shit. I thought Rhea Ripley was going to end up, jumping into this match, but then they didn't do that, and it felt like they were building something else, and now she is in the match. Oh, shit. Something different. Like, instead of just the whole way, it's like, okay, we're just waiting for it to be added. By the way, do I not know what the penultimate or whatever it means? Because was Michael Cole saying tonight was that? I'm like, doesn't that mean this is the last Raw? He's like, it's the penultimate episode of Raw. What? Or was he talking about an advertisement for next week's Raw? I think he was doing that. But I might have been like in between doing stuff and I wasn't paying full attention. But I remember hearing that and thinking like, well, wait a minute, what? Braun Breaker hit one of the most insane fucking spears I've ever seen. And it is. It's one of the most insane spears I've ever seen. It's got to be one of the most insane ones that you've ever seen. I mean, this is one of the craziest fucking shots ever of a spear. And I mean, this, and I'm going to show it because it's fucking insane. This is one of the most insane spears. Boom! Bro, in real-time motion, this is wild. Like, this is some crazy-ass shit. Like, reckless abandonment. Boom! like I honestly, I don't like Michael Cole's call. Because Michael Cole's like, thanks for coming, Carlito, before he even gets hit, really? Like, he didn't even, and this is the thing I don't like about Michael Cole sometimes, is like, it's like he missed the whole thing. Like this, the call shouldn't be like, I mean, it could be thanks for coming, Carlito, but to me, the call, you wait to see. You know, like, here comes Braun Breaker. Wow! Braun Breaker just about killed! Like, or, you know, it's a car wreck, or, you know, he just about cut Carlito in half. You know, like, it's just, like, you should be reacting to this as, like, boom! Like, I don't know. I just feel like it's a reaction of, like, that is the most insane spear I've ever seen. And instead it was Michael Cole had some kind of canned response. Thanks for coming, Carlito. Like, he could have said that to anything, like him being kicked in the face or punched or thrown into something or something. Like, it was a generic call for anything. I just, you know, I mean, Braun Breaker hit him like Darby Allin hits people. Like, that was a Darby Allin, like, type of deal. But, yeah, I don't know. Not to nitpick, but, I mean, I just feel like you're missing something there. You really are. What's up, chat? Everybody, man, click that like button if you can. Cheers. Shout out to you for being sexy in the chat. Look at you all. Get hot. Get naked. Get rude. And guys, we need somebody to become a donator tonight. I don't know who's going to donate tonight. Probably only going to get one donation, but whoever it is that donates tonight, if somebody donates one donation, I want to put you up here. I want to put you up top, and I want to feature you. And you know, we're looking for one person somewhere to do something crazy. Feel free to do it. Support the show if you can. But in the meantime, click the like button, and that would be much appreciated. But before, well, actually, let's get right to it. Let's go right over to Luke, because Luke's here, and I'm curious to see what he has to say about this this show tonight. Kind of a weird Raw to me. But it's been a weird couple of days of wrestling, quite honestly. I find myself more intrigued by Charlotte Flair and Tiffany now than anything, and that was a match that I felt was dead. But now I find it extremely intriguing because it's become this weird, unpredictable thing. So that just shows you how, you know, stuff like that can make you go unexpectedly becomes interesting. And maybe it's not interesting to other people still, and they're like, well, Joe, I still don't give a shit about it. But I now do, and I'm 40 years old, and to get me interested in something is pretty amazing. So good job on the two whoas. Luke, what's up, baby?
What's going on? How do I sound?
Pretty good, actually. You sound so good, it sounds creepy.
How do I sound?
Sound like Leah.
So yeah, I thought tonight was probably the best Raw in like 3 weeks. So
Well,
I'm glad they're out of the UK. I'm just so fucking happy.
Did you hear
about
them
that.
try to revive the Roman Reigns thing? And I went, oh no, it's now come to America. Fucking kill us.
Yeah, yeah, and a few other annoying chants have come to America, like "That's Chad Gable." No, it's not. I mean, that's not too bad, but I don't care. I've never been one to like really like crowd chants to be quite honest with
Right.
you. Like it's fun, but it feels like WWE nowadays like makes everything like, oh my god, they're chanting. Now we got to stop the show for like a minute and a half to hear the chants. That's what really annoys me because it's just like, I don't know, maybe it's my ADHD or something, and maybe it's because of how media is consumed nowadays with like TikTok and YouTube Shorts. But like, I hate watching WWE television and you have to just sit through like 3 or 4 minutes of nothing. And then when a promo starts, it starts with nothing. So it's always like, okay, so you just sat through an entrance that's like 2-3 minutes long. Now you're going to hear this. What is up, Chicago? For like and then like the crowd cheers and then he stops. And it's just, stop wasting my fucking time. Just get to the shit already.
Right.
I did like Seth's promo with Paul at the end. I'm not like particularly angry or like hate this storyline. I don't think it's a compelling reason, or they don't have a compelling reason for all three of them to be facing each other. And they've sort of morphed this match into like a Paul Heyman thing, which I don't think it really needed to be. And I actually think is kind of like bogging the story down because I kind of find it lame. It's like Paul Heyman is like a 60-year-old dude. Why are they so concerned about like who he stands in the corner
Yeah,
of?
why are we fighting over him like he's a sex machine or something? It's very
Yeah, like
weird.
we're fighting over him like he's Alexa Bliss or something. Like I would want Alexa Bliss to stand in my corner. I really couldn't give a shit. Like I don't know, because they've also done this storyline before with Paul Heyman. And I don't know. I think the three of them could have had an interesting feud, just being all at each other's throats for different reasons, and now they have to clash. But it feels like the last 3 weeks they've sort of dropped the ball with that narrative, and have just tried to turn it into something that has more to do with the favor and more with infighting between, Paul Heyman and CM Punk and Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins trying to take advantage of that. We still don't know what they get out of winning this match. Like, will they get a title match? Do they get anything? Probably nothing will come out of it. But I do definitely now see Seth Rollins winning, and most likely Paul Heyman turning on Roman Reigns and and CM Punk.
Right.
Jesus, sorry.
To go with Seth Rollins.
Yeah, but even then, like, what are you gonna do now? You're gonna have Paul Heyman aligned with Seth Rollins for months and months. It's not like Seth needs Paul Heyman to cut promos for him. Like, if I'm being honest, Seth has cut better promos than anybody else in this whole feud.
I don't know,
Like,
man. I
CM
feel like he's always lost. Seth is still going like, yeah, like maybe he does need a mouthpiece.
Well, I don't know. I don't mind his promos. I think what he said tonight was pretty good. I think the problem is the past few weeks they've been on repeat mode, so they gave him like repeat things to say. Just like, yeah, talk about how you could have taken out Roman in the garden and something. And so Seth just has to basically repeat what he said to Roman like 2 times in a row. Roman doesn't say anything all that interesting. Like, he acts smug and that's about it. And then CM Punk has been cutting all these like wishy-washy like baby promos like, everybody, I want to thank Kentucky. Like, shut the fuck up. Every time he comes out, he like thanks the town and tells everybody. It's just like, I don't know. It's like pandering, like soppy type of shit. I don't know. And then we're supposed to also buy him as a badass when all he does is like cry and like talk about his feelings all the time now.
Well, I mean,
and
that's,
it's not.
yeah.
And it's not in the way that Cody does it either. Like, Cody is like more of like an open, he's like the superhero baby face guy. CM Punk is supposed to be presented as like the anti-hero. Like, oh, this guy's controversial. He's wearing a friendship bracelet. He's the devil. I'm the devil himself. Well, let me talk to you about my muffins.
Well,
I'm the devil himself. Let's watch my Tina Fey movies that I love.
Well, remember, CM Punk is the scary one. CM Punk's a guy who, if he doesn't like your beliefs, he might try to have you killed behind the scenes while telling everybody that he's a great person. Whereas, Cody Rhodes is just kind of like actually very, like, not beta, I don't want to say, but like he's very emotional for real. Whereas I feel like CM Punk is like, he will, if he can use you for clout, he will, like woke clout. So
Yeah,
I just think CM Punk is a more.
I remember that story. I remember there was like a story about him giving like a belt to a kid or something, like one of his old belts. But like he was like, "Oh, I don't care about the belt at all." But then like he like made a story about it. So I mean, obviously it was doing it something for a little bit of like good publicity. Like, look how good of a person I am. I don't know. I think it's also weird that he hasn't lost a match clean since he's come back, just like Edge. And he's pushing 50. I don't get it. Why? You notice that they have to protect everybody now? Like, they can't even have Bailey lose a fucking match. She has to get rolled up. Like, so close. She could have won, but she got rolled up.
Yeah.
Just have them lose. Just have people lose.
Yeah, it's like
you know what I mean?
a cop-out win for the other girl. It's like,
Yeah,
so
Rhea,
Bailey.
when Rhea lost the title, it couldn't have just been Io beat her. It's like, no, Bianca sort of kind of got involved, so now it's a tarnished victory. Just like Cody at WrestleMania. Oh, even though Roman cheated 500 times, we're only going to bring up the fact that Seth Rollins won the match. Like they said that tonight, that like,
Yeah.
and Roman Reigns lost the WWE title thanks to you-know-who, me. It's like, so are we just going to completely undervalue, like, the biggest match of the fucking past decade? Like, what are you doing? Like, isn't that what you built up this whole time? This whole 4-year run from Roman was to fucking find a babyface to dethrone him, and then you just shit on that match? Like, are you fucking stupid? Like who is writing this shit? Like, I don't know. I think lately, like, the writing has been really sloppy, and character motivations and just keeping in continuity of things has just been I don't know, just been weird.
Yeah.
Like, they really kind of, it's almost like someone said it a few weeks ago, like, did they forget that WrestleMania was happening this year? Like, oh shit, fuck. Oh fuck.
We got to get this going. We got to figure this out now. No, maybe
we're gonna be late for school.
I don't know, but the builds, they're not good enough for me to be entertained week to week. I know that for the most part, most of them. Because I mean, dude, even with the Cena thing, that even exposes it. It's like every build, and in the past they've always done this, I guess, forever, but to me, it just feels way more like it now. That it's like we're coming out, we're repeating the same thing. Like, what if the two of you had to be in the ring every night, every week until WrestleMania? Let's do all the different things that would happen. Like, that feels like every feud. Like, let's do, especially with, especially like the Jey Uso and Gunther thing. By the way, they're trying to make Gunther be Trump. I mean, he looks like fucking like Hitler Trump out there. And
did you think Jay's promo was awkward?
Yeah. And I think it's awkward. I think it's awkward that he calls people he loves Oos all the time, and then he literally calls the bad guy, evil fuck person Oos as well. I find that bizarre. Like why does he talk to him like he talks to his brother? Like, man, tonight, Oos, we gonna go out there, we're gonna do this, Oos. And then here's a guy who bloodied and almost killed your brother last week, and you're like, you know what, Oos? Like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, what I thought was funny is that he's trying to cut this serious emotional promo, and the whole time people are going, yeah. Yeah, and there's one point where Jay like signals to the crowd, like, "No, we're not doing that. We're not doing the yeet thing right now. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
We ain't doing it. I'm trying to cut my serious promo." No, I think it was cool what he started off with, where he's like, "You got a mom, right? You got a mom, right? You know what I had to talk to my mom about." I think it would have been cool. Now I kind of stopped.
I didn't buy it. I didn't buy it. I was scared of
heard-
you. Now I'm not scared of you. I didn't buy it.
Yeah, like I kind of dozed off listening to what he was saying. Did he say something like, "And you know what? After the conversation you made me have with my mother, the uncomfortable conversation I had to have, I'm gonna make sure that your mother cries," or something like that. You know, that your mother is in fear. Like maybe he could have said something like that. I don't know.
You know what would have been good? If you went into Mick Foley mode and he said, "You know, I had to have a really uncomfortable conversation with my mom, but after WrestleMania, you're going to have a meeting and a conversation with God." You know, like that would have been great. He told him, "You're going to talk to God and it's
Why
not
is
going
he
to be pretty."
wearing a mask all of a sudden? Like Jey
Yeah,
Uso comes with a
all of a
mask.
sudden I become Mick Foley. You know, have you ever gone on OnlyFans and seen your own daughter's vagina?
he would call someone. He would call someone Oos.
Huh?
What are you doing, Oos?
You want to tell me that, huh? Oos?
There was one night, dude. I remember there was one night where me and you, we were just like making fun of Dork Knight. He was wearing the Mankind mask.
Yeah.
And we were like saying that he like skull fucks like a child or
Oh
something.
no!
And
What the hell?
That's what I skull fucked her.
Oh yeah, he was wearing the Mankind mask. That's right.
Yeah.
Oh. You know, you have to ask yourself a question, Gunther. Is after WrestleMania, am I gonna be the same person? Am I gonna be able to put both my shoes on my feet the same way? You hear what I'm saying, Goose? Because after WrestleMania, you're not gonna be able to walk. Just like my daughter isn't able to walk after I take a shower with her.
Disturbing words from Mankind.
Absolutely
But
disturbing words from Mankind, and you know, we don't know what kind of mental state he's in right now, but
I'm just imagining. You know what I love about watching Mankind or listening to that outro song is that I can just like picture the amount of like commentary lines
yeah.
about that. Like, look at Mankind, but after the destruction comes serenity or something like that. You know, like now that the chaos has cooled down, he soothes himself down. It's almost like a ritual for him. You know,
Yeah.
like I could just hear all those lines. And that's something that I think is missing with WWE is that there's like character work.
Yeah.
Really, people always talk about, oh yeah, you got to really have a character and stuff like that. But there's no real character work anymore that's as layered and as like thought out as some of the stuff back then. Now maybe I'm sounding like an old head fuck wrestling fan.
But also the commentary doesn't help enhance it at all. The
No,
commentary
they just laugh at it. They
Yeah.
like play that music right now. Play that music right now. Mankind rolling out of the ring, freaking crazy, eating ass. Yeah, he's weird. He's kind of fat and stupid.
You know, I think Jey Uso's gonna wake up and feel weird tomorrow. Like that's what they would say. That's what they would say.
Yeah,
now.
like and they're literally just like nonchalantly conversing too.
Yeah.
Like no emotion. And it sounds like Michael Cole is just like making fun of everything. Like he's stupid.
Yeah.
Like what are you doing? Why are you burying? Like you're burying the dude.
You know what it is Mick or rather Michael Cole is so like fourth wall or so like audience perspective that he's unable to paint a picture to us because he's kind of like he's like being us. He's being a reactor more than he is a commentator, and he just doesn't really paint that picture anymore. And Pat McAfee's off the rails, so forget it. But yeah, and you know, you should be able to go out there and paint a picture, even if you don't know what the story is at all. You know, you should be able to sort of make it up, or at least start to theorize it to the people. And they just
something that
do
Joe
it.
Tessitore tries to do and fails because he just doesn't have the intensity for it. He'll be like
Flirts with it.
Now mankind diabolical.
Yeah, exactly. They don't know what to do. It's like if they you know what I'm gonna do? You know, they told me that I'm gonna stay here in this hospital for a week. But what if I told you I wasn't in the hospital? What if I told you I'm right outside the arena and I'm coming in there, Jey Uso, and I'm gonna kill you? Mankind said he's outside the arena, and he's heading towards us right now. That is outside.
Did he just say he's gonna kill somebody? He said he's gonna kill someone?
Well, let me tell you something, Joe. If you had to deal with the misery that mankind's had to deal with the last week, can you imagine sitting in the hospital bed in the pain, the torment, and watching Jey Uso just get to run around free, do whatever he wants, even though he incapacitated you? Well, mankind is on his way. I don't know where. You know, it's like you're like, wow, what's gonna happen? But Michael Cole would be like, whoa, what's that mean? Or like, and that's it.
What is it? Yeah, like, what does that mean? That tongue-in-cheek nature.
Or Mick Foley's here. Like, that's all he'd say. Like, or it's just like,
dude, it's like 50 million things that are not, or that are missing.
Right.
The music isn't right. The music isn't right, so there's like a lacking there. There's no intensity with the voices of the commentary. So like people that are like talking over this boring piece of shit music doesn't sound as interesting or appealing. Like you just tune in to like a random entrance or like outro of a match at the end of the Attitude Era, Ruthless Aggression Era, and it sounds chaotic. It sounds like it sounds like an event is taking place. You watch the end of a match on Raw, and it's almost like I don't know how to feel, like deflating. It's a deflating feeling. Like the commentators feel like, all right, match is over.
Yep.
Wow, pretty crazy. What happened? Big moves were made.
Well, big moves were made in that match, and I can't even do, like, it's just so bad.
Dude, it's like literally you have to try to sound as disinterested in being a commentator as possible, and then to do a Pat McAfee impression, you just have to make everything sound like you're putting on like a fake, like pretend happy, you know how like Jack Black talks in the Minecraft movie, where like every line of dialogue is not seriously delivered. It's almost sarcastic, almost or fake enthusiastic, almost.
Right.
That's every line from Pat McAfee. It's like
it's AI.
Oh,
it's AI.
Seth Rollins rumbling and tumbling, going for the 450-50 Smitty.
Because
like making up shit.
Pat McAfee is like commentating now like a YouTuber who's doing a watch along. He's not commentating like a commentator.
He's commentating like Grimm or something.
Yeah, like Grimm, exactly right. And Shane McMahon. I mean, we've been over this a million times, but just listen.
He's pulled the snake. Right into the steel post. Somebody's gonna get hurt. I told you.
Like, just Gorilla Monsoon and Bobby Heenan on fucking The Undertaker uppercutting Jake Roberts and him flying backwards and then being thrown into the pole, and the crazy, like, over the top, like, the slow as fuck match. Nothing's going on. Slap,
a literal giant turd of a match is 100,000 times more exciting than in terms of the commentary and listening to it. Like, you can tell a match is truly exciting, or like the product is truly exciting, to when you're just listening to audio and you're getting kind of pumped listening to it. You know, like, you know, you could play random ass shit from the Attitude Era, and it's just you listen to it and you go, I'm fucking pumped. Like, yeah, dude, Jim Ross. Like that clip I sent you of like Rikishi, where it cuts to Rikishi just staring, and Jim Ross goes, oh God, he's here. There he is.
Yeah. Yeah. It is the it is definitely the energy is what it is. It's the friggin' energy. You're like, God damn, that's awesome. Like, it just feels, you can feel the energy running through everybody. Like you said,
No, don't you dare do it. There's people in there. There's people in there.
And I mean, the fucking garbage can went off the thing like, 5 feet into a like or whatever it was. But I thought they were dead.
Nowadays, it would have to be like on top of a building, going through like a flaming table.
Well, and the problem too is even AEW does this like a lot of times, and I think they do a better job. Like Excalibur actually does like come close to having energy a lot of times. Like I know we crap on Excalibur, but I think sometimes the problem with him is he's like going overboard to be like, well, folks, anyway, like someone just got maimed and killed, but coming up next is this, and you're like, what? This just happened. Like, but it's the way he delivers it that feels fake. Like Excalibur, he'll be like, well, this is just what these guys are assholes, sons of bitches, or whatever. Like,
I know,
and you don't believe it.
It's that fake sincerity voice that you have to put on instead of just like selling it like you're angry and you're pissed off and you're yelling about it. You have to put in this voice like you're truly saddened. Like, I don't get it.
It's hard to do. It's really hard to do that, and that's why you shouldn't. I've done it, and I've done it very rarely. And when I did it, I put the microphone down immediately. Almost, I said, "Well, this is not supposed to." And then I stopped talking, and I put the microphone down. And I didn't talk. But I mean, that I don't like. It's better if you're like, what the hell is he? Like, it's better to be angry.
Well, I liked Jim Ross's way. I mean, I just love Jim Ross so much, but I just liked his way of doing it, where he would like be ranting about it, and he's like, I mean, these are human beings that just went through this, and
what the hell's so good about that?
A lot of things to say.
Yeah.
A lot of people have a lot of things to say. Oh, well, they just teach them how to fall. Like, he's like getting angry and he's like ranting about it. And I don't know, that's so much more interesting to listen to than we got to get somebody out here. Whoa.
All right.
Like fucking Neil Breen acting. Anyway, we've shat on the commentary enough this week. We'll do it next week again. Same time next week.
It'd be better if Excalibur was like, well, how about somebody comes out here and helps this guy? How about somebody comes out here and we get an ambulance out here? Why is no one out here? That's what I want to know. Like, that sort of thing is exciting. Like, and again, it's about energy. You're literally delivering this energy instead of being somber, all the time. I mean, because he does it with everything, right? Like, when you do it with everything, now it's like whenever something like this happens, you go somber. It's I don't know. Anyway, Seth Rollins is wearing a coat worth more than your life.
Sell it like it's real. Sell it like it's like something happened that you're scared of.
If you smell what demonic
that you're scared of
is cooking,
oh,
it's cooking babies, adrenochrome, brandy and Cody, your mix baby will do.
Louis,
so give me the both of you. The Rock wants your soul. Then The Rock.
Oh, The Rock with laser beam eyes. The Rock laser beam eyes, staring at the fans, getting ready to lay a smackdown, maybe. The Rock's here with laser beam eyes. He might just lay the damn smackdown on somebody.
The Rock with the laser. That's exactly Pat McAfee's cadence. The laser beam eyes.
Evening, Joe. I can't believe what's happens in air. You so pathetic.
Right, Louis Urdaneta. Thank you very much for the $10, man. Yeah, what AEW did the other night was the worst show I think that AEW has ever maybe put on. That had to be one of the worst things I mean.
Hey, Bullfrog is a moron.
Doomed, huh?
Scissor me, Joe!
Okay.
The San Antonio Riverwalk was originally a sewer. When Bret gets to the Hall of Fame in Las Vegas, he'll put that sewer rat Shawn Michaels in the sharpshooter.
Oh. Wouldn't that be funny, kind of like if he did? I don't think he'd be able to do that though. I mean, Bret Hart thinks in AEW that they just cut too many promos and they don't wrestle enough. So I'm not sure Bret Hart knows where he is right now. But that's, be that as it may, it's Goldberg's fault. So go figure.
He thinks the problem of AEW is not enough wrestling?
Yeah, he was in an interview the other day, and he was like, I just miss the days, back, like, I guess, like, people when they were tough like me and, Dynamite Kid and everything. And, AEW has a lot of guys, it's just all promos and, everybody's an actor. No one's really a wrestler anymore. I miss the grit is what I'm saying, the grittiness. And then it's like, then I'm watching AEW Dynasty, and I'm watching a guy do a backflip onto a guy who moves out of the way on the side of the apron, and he hits his knees first and crushes his kneecaps and then falls off the side of the apron. And people with glass in them and bashing off of stuff everywhere. And I'm like, does Bret even watch this fucking product? He doesn't know what he's talking about.
No, he doesn't know it, and he has no clue what he's. If anything, that applies more to WWE because, barely any of the main stars wrestle. When's the last time you remember? That statement applies more to CM Punk than anybody in AEW right now.
Yeah, and yet he was basically like, in WWE they still got it right, they still do it, and everything. But yeah, just what I've seen in AEW, it's like there are some of the guys over there.
Because they're nice to him now. Because the WWE is nice to him now.
I mean, are you kidding me?
They gave him ice cream.
You think some of the guys in AEW are just actors and not wrestlers first? And I miss the grittiness. But in WWE, it's more balanced, What? Who
would have thought that,
didn't they
all
give
those
you,
years ago,
they gave your brother a fucking tournament over there?
I know. Oh, and maybe he finds that disrespectful.
No, I think
They're fucking naming a tournament after my brother.
Yeah,
didn't even ask me.
They didn't ask me, they asked Martha. Fuck her.
And I asked, why couldn't it be the Bret Hart?
Yeah. I'm actually alive.
That fuckwit fell and died.
Oh,
I feel bad. I'm so sorry.
Unbelievable.
Mankind, Bret Hart.
So Bret, I heard you kind of complaining there a little bit, and you want to say that, maybe AEW should give you a tournament. Well, maybe I'll come to AEW and we can have the tournament with Bret Hart and Mankind, and we can find out who's the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. When we face off in a glass match where the ring is covered in glass and we're wearing nothing but underwear.
Doesn't sound good
Wait, Mankind, I heard your challenge. You want to step in the ring with the excellence of execution in a glass match because you're a psycho, a demented pervert, an American, a typical American who likes sick fetishes? Well, I got no problem stepping up to the challenge. So, Mankind, in AEW, let's put the glass on the mat. And when you hit the glass, Mankind, it's your ass, because I'm gonna make you bleed all over Toronto, Canada. In that glass match, I'm gonna take one piece at a time from the ring. I'm gonna stab you in the eye, stab you in the leg, stab you in the dick, and stab you in the belly, and you're gonna wish you never got in that damn match with me at all. Unbelievable. Bret the Hitman Hart has agreed to maybe one of the most damn sinister matches we've ever heard of, a glass match. The ring's gonna be covered in glass. It's gonna be unbelievable. Well, here's the thing, Joe. Imagine what's gonna happen when Bret the Hitman Hart puts Mankind in the sharpshooter face first in the glass. That's something that both men have to be concerned about. Or what about if Mankind puts the mandible claw on Bret Hart with a fistful of glass? This has all the makings of a potential murder, and it could happen in AEW. Anyway, what else? Where else can we go? We just made up a whole fake thing that's not even going to happen. I feel like it might be more exciting than some of the things we're going to see.
Well, what else happened tonight? We had that opening segment where what's his face? Adam Pearce thought that Rhea Ripley was still in the Judgment Day. And then he calls them all children and unprofessional. I don't know, because he's like, that's his character, is that he's like an angry, stupid boss who keeps saying how he doesn't want things to escalate, but then like does stupid things like makes Bianca Belair the guest referee for no reason at all. Like, I don't want you guys fighting and causing chaos here, but I want you to be the special guest referee.
Yeah, let's throw gasoline on the fire.
I'm gonna insult all three of you. I'm gonna insult all three of you and call you all stupid. Like, what are you doing? It doesn't make any sense. And also, Rhea like looks so bad in this. Like, her stock has gone down probably considerably since this year. I mean, she's still massively over, but her character is stupid. She looks like a stupid moron. And Bianca basically
she seems stupid too. She's stupid too. Oh, go ahead, add her to the match, I guess. What?
Yeah, then you like just said you didn't want her in the match. That like Bianca basically explained every reason why Rhea shouldn't be in the match, but then at the end was just like, put her in the match, I guess.
Right. Unbelievable.
That motherfucking match. Because you already know. I did like though that she shut Rhea up because Rhea was gonna say something like, well, you know, Bianca, and Bianca was just like, no, just shut up. Just sign it. All right, just sign it. We all know what you're gonna say. It's mommy this, mommy that. I'm a spank you. Whatever. Nobody cares. All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then EO cut. One of the worst promos ever. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it was great in Japanese. I don't know. Just something world champion. That's if you've noticed, that is literally every promo EO Sky has cut. Since becoming the world champion is world champion.
Yeah, world champion. I gotta be honest. Every one of these women's stock has fallen, like because of this.
Oh yeah, and what's so weird is that Liv Morgan was basically the women's division all year long, and she's not involved in this. Yeah, and you don't have to like Liv Morgan. It's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying she's a fucking talent above talent, but like she was a huge part of Raw for a long time and is getting the shaft. And like also, you look at like Nia Jax, who was basically the SmackDown women's division all last year. She doesn't have a match at WrestleMania. It just feels like, so basically everything you watch for the entire year doesn't matter because WrestleMania time, we're just going to put like random matches together. Whatever's happening throughout the rest of the year does not reflect what's going to happen at the biggest show. So even if you're on top and you're grinding every fucking week, showing up to every show, being a part of the storyline, like being a major story player for weeks and weeks and weeks, all of a sudden WrestleMania time, you're just going to get a lower mid-card fucking match like Damian Priest and fucking Drew McIntyre. It's very simple. It's like there's so many people right now who like, why am I getting the shaft? And even Rhea Ripley in a sense. I mean, yes, she's getting the WrestleMania match. Why did she lose her title?
Right. It doesn't. I don't get it.
Did she piss someone off?
Well, it's like they shuffled around the chairs for no reason. Why wouldn't you keep the belt on Rhea and just let her get to WrestleMania with the belt and bring these other two women in? Why
not just have a one-on-one with Bianca and Rhea?
Yeah. It's
because that's
just
diverse enough.
Yeah. No. It is. It's crazy. It's really just I'm sorry.
Boring.
I'll be all right. I was trying I was trying to ignore something because otherwise I may not have been able to do the show, and I wasn't sure what was going on, and so I wasn't saying anything. I was just kind of waiting, and I didn't know I didn't know if I was going to talk about it, but yeah, it was about the Kevin Castle news. So My bad.
Gotcha.
I'll be all right. It's oh god, I actually did not mean to hit that.
Kevin Castle.
Oh no. No, I did not mean to hit that, but it's crazy, man. I don't know I didn't know what was up. But yeah, apparently it's not good. So I didn't get any word. I didn't get any direct word from too many people yet, so I'm still waiting to hear like what really went on, but yeah, it doesn't look like it's good news. And I had talked to him a little while, not that long ago, and he was like, "Oh man, I'm going through, all this stuff with the medical stuff," and it was crazy. So I'm still waiting to find out exactly what's going on. So I'll talk about it later on at some point. But I don't know, man. I haven't seen an announcement about exactly what happened or anything yet. I don't know if anybody else has, but I just haven't. So I'll talk about it at a later time when I figure it all out and I know what's really going on. But I do want to say that yeah, Kevin was like, this guy was always good to me forever. Like, it was crazy. Like, no matter what was going on, this guy would jump in DMs and talk, or jump in like tweets and shit, and he never fucking
The Don Tony show.
yes.
He was on, right?
Yes, yeah, and they kind of like had a falling out for a while, and then he came back at the end. But something happened, so I don't know, man. But so I don't know what's up with that. But I heard that might have been what happened, so I don't know. But yeah, he's always good. Those guys always good to me. I'll talk more about it later and tomorrow if that indeed happened or not. But just moving back to Tiffany Stratton and Charlotte, I'm now pumped because I really don't know what's going on yet with that situation, so I'm waiting to find out. But Tiffany Stratton and Charlotte, I'm more interested in that than anything. I mean, because it feels like there's some awkwardness or real heat. Do you think that that's a disaster, or are you interested in that?
I don't know why everybody was so angry about that segment. Like, I thought that segment made the story even more interesting. I mean, the sit-down interview got me interested because Charlotte roasted Tiffany so hard, but then this happened and Tiffany roasted Charlotte so hard. So it's like these two have possible real-life drama with each other, and they're saying some pretty like hard-hitting, nasty things to each other. So, like, already this makes this storyline a like quintillion times more interesting than what's happening in the women's storyline on Raw. But also, like, I think it's probably going to be like one of the better matches of the weekend. I mean, I think the best match of the weekend is going to be AJ Styles and Logan Paul. That has to be.
Oh my God, AJ Styles and Logan Paul would be is going to be yeah, should be good. It should be good. But they've
done a bad job of building it up.
Yeah,
they've done a bad job.
I'm concerned. I'm actually worried though, in a way, because there's like this similarity to them, in a way, where you could get this like one guy tries to do the crazy flip thing and he doesn't hit it, and the other guy does the big spot thing and misses something. But I mean, Logan Paul's delivered almost every other time I think we've seen him. So.
Yeah, you know what? That is something that I think is a little weird with AJ, is that matches that you think that he's gonna have like bangers with, he just ends up having like a decent match. Like, obviously, remember his Shinsuke match at WrestleMania, but also like his matches with Seth Rollins. I've always like found like, these two should be perfect like partners in the ring, and for whatever reason, they just don't like operate on the same wavelength or click very well, despite the fact that I know they're both amazing. It's just there's something about it, like the two of them getting in the ring, they just don't gel like as well together as others. So I don't know. I think Logan Paul is excellent in the ring. Obviously, AJ Styles is one of the best of our generation, or maybe even any generation, in terms of pure in-ring skill. And if they give these guys like 17 to 20 minutes, maybe even a little bit more, that could be best match on the entire weekend, best match, maybe one of the best matches of the year. Who knows? I just hope they give it enough time. But yeah, Tiffany and Charlotte is probably going to be one of the better matches too of the night, just because Charlotte just has a great track record of putting on great matches. You can hate her all you want, but I don't know. I don't get all the hate about her, but because I like all of her matches usually, like her big pay-per-view matches. She usually puts on like really, really great ones. I get it. Everybody doesn't like the fact that she was, shoved down our throats and stuff, but at the same time, that really hasn't been the case in a few years.
Yeah.
And even her most recent runs were basically, it's like, let's give her the title just so Ronda Rousey doesn't have it, So it's like I'd rather have Charlotte as champion than Ronda Rousey. And also Charlotte did put over Rhea, and then since putting over Rhea hasn't been champion or really been winning any significant matches. So I don't know. And I think it's also weird that so many people like were shitting on her for crying about not being accepted by the fans. Like, oh, she's a fucking wrestler and she doesn't seem to understand that. Like, I get it, but at the same time, like, isn't there any sort of like compassion or like, like, I get where she's coming from. She definitely wants to be loved by the fans, and they just don't accept her. Like, I could see why she's emotional about that. And I just saw so many people being like so like nasty and like shitting on her in so many comment sections, and that's the stuff that like makes me like annoyed, because these are the same people that then will call her queen, if something ever happens to
I don't
her.
know, man. Some people seem to actually hate her. Like, it's very bizarre. Like, I think the like, I feel like there's just people that really hate her, and I'm like,
Yeah,
wow.
and I don't get why. Like, what is? Can someone explain to me why they hate her so much?
I mean, I get the whole, like, when she was robotic and she wasn't that great, like, whatever. And I get that she's kind of like the Triple H of women's wrestlers in a way. But like you said the other day, she has proven herself to be. Would I rather watch a Becky match or a Charlotte match? I'd rather watch a Charlotte match. At this point, would I rather watch a Charlotte match or a Sasha Banks match? Charlotte match. So it's like Charlotte is this, safe bet. She's fun, like, compared to a lot of these other women. And by the way,
Yeah.
remember the Nia Jax shoot fight that they kind of had when there was a problem there too? Remember
and didn't Nia just randomly go over in that match?
It was weird. It was like it ended, but
like,
like you said, it was weird. Like, she rolled on her and it was a cover, and they got out of there.
Yeah, and that, like, yeah, like, I just don't see, like, that's the thing too, where during the time that Charlotte was really like shoved down her throats, and I did think it was annoying. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
There was plenty of times she shouldn't have won and she did, or like they gave her too many title reigns. I get that. But also during the time that she was like really winning all these titles, who else was she like competing against? Like, Sasha was not reliable. Like, we found out that she's like was a big baby who rolled around on the floor and cried. And was just like weird and would like leave for months and months and months on end. Bailey, like, is like the odd woman out of the four horsewomen, because she just doesn't feel like she has nearly as much talent as any of the other women. I guess she's the most likable one. Not anymore, because she doesn't have the hug gimmick anymore, so she's just like weird lady who walks around with a giant ass. I know that's weird to say. That's sexist. I'm sorry. Then you had Becky, who arguably became more oversaturated than Charlotte did. And people turned on her. So then, like, who else was really there besides Charlotte to win, like, to be the champion and be like a believable one? Like Alexa Bliss only really lasted 2 years as like a main, top of the card woman. Nikki Cross was like a comedy gimmick for 1 month. that was good, I guess. Nobody liked Nia Jax. Ronda Rousey, nobody liked. Nobody liked the Bella twins, that's for sure. So like until Rhea and Liv and all these other women, who by the way aren't much better, like Charlotte really was their only option. Like, let's just put the belt on Charlotte. She's good. She's reliable. She's gonna have a good match. She's not gonna break someone's neck in the ring. Yeah, she can't really cut good promos, but neither can literally any woman besides Becky, apparently. And even Becky's promos are cringe and weird. So if anybody can just point out to me what any other women right now is doing that's significantly better than Charlotte, just let me know, because I think what it comes down to is that people
Tony Storm.
Yeah, Tony. Well, I mean, in the WWE, but I guess you got Tony Storm. But I think it comes down to what a lot of people will end up saying. Because like when we were talking to Dork, you know how Dork pretends to be like a good person, but then like the first thing that he complained about Charlotte was that Rhea Ripley's hotter than her, and like Charlotte's ugly and stuff. So I think a lot of people just don't like the fact that Charlotte isn't like a sex toy like Rhea Ripley or Liv Morgan. And so they don't like her. And I mean, that's what Tiffany Stratton is too. I saw so many people being like, oh yeah, fucking Charlotte definitely was lying about that DM thing with Kaiser because nobody would want to talk to her. It's like Tiffany Stratton looks like a fucking plastic surgery doll. Like her giant tits are fake. Her giant tits are obviously fake. She's got giant inflatable lips. Like, she's going to look the same way as Charlotte in like 5 years. What are you talking about?
She's already on the way there now. I mean,
yeah, like she looks like a fake bimbo already.
Oh, she's going to be big. Tiffany's got a big ass head, bro. That's going to be a big bitch when she's 40. Okay? I'm just gonna tell you.
Yeah, she's going to be a big mama.
That's going to be a big bitch up in there. She's going to have a kid. Yeah, she has a kid at 30. She's done.
Yeah, I've also seen people say that Charlotte has been burying Tiffany, is trying to bury Tiffany.
Yeah.
I don't get that.
The interview the weeks before, I guess they said. I mean, I honestly thought it was Charlotte 70 and Tiffany 30. I don't know if it's a burial. I feel like it was.
I mean, Tiffany just didn't do a good job in that promo. I'm sorry. So if Tiffany just doesn't do her job well, does that mean that now Charlotte is a bitch because of it? You know what? At least Charlotte didn't have to bring up like Tiffany's like personal life and said just like overall like kayfabe things like you're not special, this and that. Like everything that Charlotte said fit her character. Everything Tiffany said felt like a little bit too overboard and like I'm really trying to hurt your feelings. And again, Tiffany is the good guy in the storyline, the baby face, and Charlotte is supposed to be the heel. But Charlotte is the one who's getting like attacked about her personal life.
Yeah, and so the one that came back from a year-long injury, and her husband fucking had a baby with someone else she didn't know about, and now the fans are like, "Fuck you" to her. And yeah,
she wants to be accepted. She wants to be accepted, and
I mean, this is Charlotte should be turning into Bret the Hitman Hart heel at this point.
Yes. No, like honestly, there's so many promos that she could cut, being like, it's so funny. You do everything, you become the best wrestler you possibly can, and then everybody just says you're a nepo baby this and you're a nepo baby that. Well, you know what? Yeah, I'm related to Ric Flair, but guess what? It doesn't matter because even if I wasn't related to Ric Flair, I'd still be able to out wrestle anybody in the back of that locker room right there. So you're like,
Wait,
that's all she needs to do.
Has she ever? She's never attacked her dad, has she? That's never happened, right?
Yeah, she has.
She did do that?
She like talked shit about him one time.
No, but I mean like because what I would do is
kill him.
I would have her bring him out there, and I would have her stand there, and basically I would be like, let's do Star Wars, what do you call it?
Han Solo.
Let's do Han Solo with Charlotte. I just want to thank you Dad, for coming out here, because if you didn't come out here, I wouldn't have been able to do this or something like that. And she just waffles and beats the shit out of an old man. And people, and of course the commentary would be terrible. But I mean, if JR was there,
yeah, exactly.
She's whooping her own dad.
Commentary would ruin it.
Or
if Ric Flair ever did die in real life, like in kayfabe, they make it out that like Charlotte hired a hitman or something.
Oh my god. Maybe I did it. Maybe I killed my father, like, or whatever. No, it'd be good if she beat the shit out of him in the ring and was like, you know what I mean? And then kind of used him to even piss off the crowd even more. You did this. All of you did this. I didn't do this. I'm Charlotte Flair, but you all keep mocking me and I'm your father. I'm going to win more championships than my father. That sort of thing. I'm going to win more titles than my father. And I'm not going to be in your shadow anymore, Dad. And you weren't much of a dad anyway. Oh my God, they could do so many evil things. Like she could say, it would be crazy.
Charlotte, let me tell you something, Charlotte, sweetie, honey, baby. I got your back. All right. I've got your back. I think you're the best women's wrestler in the WWE. And probably in terms of in-ring skill, you're probably better than most women in the world, because I don't really like Japanese women's wrestlers because they do stupid choreographed kicks that always miss.
Wait a minute.
And look terrible.
Wait a minute. Drew Barr is saying they did that whole angle.
They did. They did
this
similar angle, but they didn't do her attacking him.
Oh yeah, see, I want her to beat him up and down, and then I want
and have him bleed, like have him do an old school classic, like bloody, just all over the place.
Mm-hmm. Yep, beat him down, bloodied and everything, and I want her. I mean, dude, it would add something to it. And then how about if she wins too, that Ric Flair's name is banned from WWE. Forever if she wins. If she wins, like Ric Flair will, like, whatever. Like, he's kicked out of the Hall of Fame, his name is banned, or he can never show up there again, even when he's dead. I don't get with some crazy shit, right? And they could have really gone in with that. But I mean, they don't even need that. But it's just confusing right now that, it's just crazy, man. The fans really booed her. I mean, because I think when she comes out and she spoke when she came back from injury, she sounds like a heel. Like she sounds like a bad guy. And so people were like, yep, let's boo her. And I think it's the way she presents or is presented. And I remember
I also think that, like, she definitely wasn't into the whole idea of coming back as a heel. And now that she has to accept that, it's almost like she's just so surprised that, like, dude, I literally was gone for like a year and everyone hates me. And like, what am I?
Yeah.
I would, especially when you're going through so much in life, it's just hard for me. It's hard for me to like want to root against someone who's already like down, and you could say, oh, well, she's a Nepo baby, and try to discredit like a lot of the stuff that she's going through. And I just think that shit's fucked up. I don't know. I just think it's fucked up how mean people are towards her. But if it was somebody else, you already know that if this was Rhea Ripley this was happening to or something, that like these same fucking people would be like defending her and like crying about it. Or you know what I mean? Or like there's something about how annoying it is to see people like straight up just call her like ugly or like say stuff about her looks. And these are like the same fucking fans that like virtue signal on Twitter or virtue signal on their podcasts about like, oh, Vince McMahon is an absolutely reprehensible human being, and what he did to these women and the womenizing things he used to do. It's like, yeah, but didn't you just shit on Charlotte for looking ugly? Like, so like you're a womanizer too. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know. I think there's a lot of hypocrisy, with the wrestling fan base. And I think it's also weird that everybody literally hyped this match up and said this was happening and we're excited for it to happen. And then as soon as they started building it up, like everybody turned on it immediately.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I know I turned on it. I crapped on the stuff, and then, but this weirdness has now brought me back into it, and now I find these two women. This is super entertaining to me. Like, what's going to happen with
You
them
think
next?
they purposely dressed up the same?
I don't know, but I know that Charlotte, a year ago was like a year and a half ago or something, wasn't it? A year and a half ago or something. She was like, Tiffany Stratton's going to be a star. This girl in NXT, So now they're, and Charlotte's hard to read. I find it hard to read Charlotte when she's actually like angry at somebody, and when she's just doing the wrestling character. I really can't tell with Charlotte a lot of times, because she has this look on her face like she's a bitch, like Cruella DeVille or something. So anybody that she's talking about, even if it's good, feels like she's shitting on them. And that's the thing, is she just comes off as a heel all the time. It's not possible almost to make her face. It's very crazy. For you to be out over a year and you return and the fans are booing you, I mean, that's wild.
Well, yeah, because she's playing the same character, which is that I'm the smug queen.
Yeah, you're right. And it's the way they presented her. They did present her
Because
wrong.
there's been times where I've seen her like have candid type of like, not even interviews, like videos with her, and she like took a video with her and Rhea at, like I think after Rhea defended her title at WrestleMania against Becky, and she was like lovey-dovey and stuff, and very like happy for Rhea and being like, still the champ. And she was actually like trying to hug and kiss Rhea, and Rhea kind of like pushed her off. It was a little awkward, but like she seems like she, like when I see her in these types of things, or like when I would see her in those what was it, the ride-alongs or whatever, I would see her in like these backstage WWE things where she's more laid back, and she seems like she's nice and stuff. Like she doesn't come off like a nasty bitch. The only times I've heard any like drama stuff is usually involved with like, a storyline that she's in. Like with Becky, remember that one time where there was like, they were having some sort of beef and they had to like, they traded the belts with each other and they legitimately like threw it at each other. But even then, I'm not sure if that was real or if that was supposed to be played up like for kayfabe,
Right.
I don't know, but yeah, you are right. The character that she plays is literally the most unlikable type of character. It's Smug Queen who talks about how good she is, and and Charlotte's not the best at conveying emotions, like, so for her to get like trying to get the crowd on her side by like being, I don't know, like her version of nice or whatever, her version of heroic or humble or whatever, they just don't buy it. They
Right.
just don't buy it, and they're not convinced of it. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
People really seem to not be excited about her being back at all. I saw a lot of people be like, I wish she didn't come back. WWE
Wow.
SmackDown was doing fine without her or something. No, it wasn't. Like, I'm gonna tell you, besides SmackDown's women's division without Charlotte was fucking AIDS. All right, it was fucking AIDS. We had a miserable title run with Bayley. Then you had Nia Jax hold the title. And then you had Tiffany who won the title, and Tiffany hasn't done anything interesting or has had a good promo really since, besides this one with Charlotte. So like, what are these other women what are they doing that Charlotte is missing? I would like to know, because literally every other woman is probably worse or just as bad as people think Charlotte is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they can't wrestle as good as her either. So
Yeah, they can't keep up with her. Nobody has proven it. The longevity, yeah, it's not even close right now to me. But I think these two could have a really good match though. I think Tiffany and Charlotte, Can definitely have a really good match, and now with this drama shit, I'm into it, and I wasn't into it at all before. So we'll see what happens. And then that's about it, man. There's really nothing else I have to say about wrestling right now. A little disappointed tonight, a little disappointed in AEW, and
this was definitely the best overall Raw in the past few weeks. But I mean, also like no Cody Rhodes, no John Cena stuff. That's just a little weird, And I'm also not the biggest fan of the triple threat main event either. So I think WrestleMania this year, WrestleMania is probably going to be good. But it's going to have one of the most confusing and bewildering. Is that even the word I'm looking for? Bewildering buildups to any type of show ever, because just it's like the way that they have mishandled so many things are like, how can you mishandle this? Also, The Rock, will we see him between now and WrestleMania? That's the big question. Is The Rock going to show up at all? Or are they going to just pretend that this soul thing is not not real, like sort of not canon?
Yeah, it's I don't like it. It feels like, honestly, I think it's going to get answered at WrestleMania. I think that's the thing. I think the last things we saw with the whole like I want your soul and what's going to happen and being smacked by the guy and everything that happened in that ring with Cena and The Rock is going to be continued at WrestleMania. It's not really part of the build up. I mean, Cena, we're going to get Cena one last time next week, right? I think next week. And on the last Raw.
I thought his last time was last week.
I know. I thought he had 3 appearances, then he was off, and then I thought he was back on for the last show, but maybe that's wrong.
Well, because didn't he say last week or whatever, like, see you at WrestleMania?
Oh, maybe he did. That's bizarre.
Yeah. That's the big word for this year's WrestleMania. Bizarre as fuck. Like, what the fuck?
No,
like,
yeah, you're right. Nope, you're right. He doesn't have another one, so that was it. I mean, 3 in a row.
So, do you think what I was saying like a few weeks ago or a few days ago, that the whole thing with John Cena turning heel, that was obviously probably planned months ago, but that The Rock sort of, when he came back in like January, February, just decided to attach himself to it because like, oh, I'm the overarching villain of the WWE. What better way to make, John Cena's heel turn big and massive if I'm involved? And then that he just basically like improved some shit and just made like the whole soul thing within like a day.
Yeah.
I did find that interesting. Like I've said this, like The Rock has cool little interesting key phrases and words that he likes to push, like, I want your soul. Like there's almost a level of mystique and intrigue. Like, what does that mean? But he has no actual plan on how to follow up on that, or like what it does mean, or like what Triple H is supposed to write around that. And then Triple H just goes, let's like ignore that. He's not coming back till Mania, so we don't even have to bring it up.
Right.
Like we don't even have to bring it up. And it's left the whole thing to feel very hollow. Like the John Cena and Cody Rhodes thing, there's a level of just emptiness and hollowness to it that shouldn't be there. Like there was so many possibilities when John Cena turned heel, and it feels like every week all of those possibilities have just been fading and fading away, and what you're left with is a fairly typical, fairly conventional heel turn, fairly conventional heel versus babyface type of storyline, and no involvement of like the Illuminati that we thought was going to be like a big thing, or The Rock, or like, you know, any underlying sort of mystique to the storyline. It's just nope. John Cena turned heel for the most standard reasons ever, and now him and Cody Rhodes are gonna have a match.
Yeah. Yeah.
And The Rock, just all that stuff with The Rock, just pretend it didn't happen. Just pretend that you didn't watch that. You know. So yeah, this is. Well, let's just be honest. This has not been a good build up for WrestleMania at all. Like, not at all.
Yeah. No.
Yeah,
This has not been great.
No more sugarcoating it. It's been bad.
It has not been great. It's not. I don't think it's the absolute worst, but it's been not as great as I thought. You know, I mean, they started to go there when they did that when Cena turned heel that night, and with everything what they did, so much buzz, and it all just was allowed to cool, kind of. Which I'm sure it will come right back up again by Mania. It will be fun that night, but the build, you know, you won't remember all this in between ever.
But if one good thing happens, we can then say, oh, well, we should have let Papa H cook, you know?
Oh boy.
WWE is currently right now operating on peak levels. Fucking just hate British people or like European people that talk about wrestling. They all sound so stupid. Is that
Yeah, that's what I've ranted about that, because I just think they all sound like meathead. I don't know why it sounds all bad to me. Tonight, Roman Reigns is facing off against. It just sounds ridiculous. I don't know why. British people talking about almost anything else sound great, but British people talking about wrestling is retarded. I don't know why.
Well, like UK people in general, like Irish people talking about wrestling,
Yeah,
sound like such fuckheads. Like,
yeah, I don't know what it is. Everything else.
I'm just really not a fan of LA Knight and just don't really like his pro. You know,
Yeah.
like
But
just something like, oh, shut the fuck up.
but everything else, I believe them, and I get really like
Aroused.
oh wow, like everything they say is so real for sure. But when they talk wrestling,
PME Jack says it would have been better if Rock went Kurt Angle and Cody's wife. I know. I would have loved that if The Rock showed up to like Cody's house,
yeah,
and started harassing Cody's wife, and he just kept trying to come in. And he just kept saying,
I've been
"You're
going to
beautiful."
wrestling shows for over
Beautiful.
30
Rock-
years.
What
Never
Rock show you a good
in
time?
all that time have I ever felt, until last Sunday, that my security, my safety, my life was in danger at a wrestling show.
Rest in peace, Kevin Castle. I know he had health problems, but I didn't know it was that bad. Rest in peace.
I knew it was kind of bad. I knew it was bad, but I didn't. You know, I don't know. I still don't know. I mean, like, I'm still waiting for like some kind of like real word. I mean, I know that Tony, like, he put out a tweet or whatever, and I see it, and it's probably, you know, it's obviously true, and I'm almost like kind of waiting to see what's said. But it's really caught me off guard a bit. Yeah, it's really crazy. I mean, I was just it's just crazy. I was just talking to him about the Naked Gun thing, like, so it
sucks, man.
It really sucks. I mean, again, Kevin is always been great to me. I grew up listening to him a little bit. Like, I mean, I want to say I was like, I think I was like 17, and I knew who he was at 17. I heard him. And then years later, I heard them both. You know, I heard the show for years. Well, I didn't even do wrestling then. So it's crazy. And then, you know, doing this, getting to meet all those guys, and I'm like, this is weird, because like we're like friends, like we're like cool and stuff, but like I actually listened to you guys for years, like when I wasn't thinking about doing a show. So it's very crazy. And then to be friendly with them, and then also the guy never shits. The guy never would act crazy. It's like the old breed You know, there wasn't the new
Well,
pod.
maybe that's why he had such bad health problems, because he never shat. So
Oh my God, he never shit at all. Never would work. But
yeah, man. I mean,
I'll talk more about it
that
later.
fucking sucks, dude. But listen, we're getting off.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get off soon
Go
because I'm
get
gonna
off.
go watch that SmackDown segment and jerk off to Tiffany Stratton's outfit.
Yeah,
And
man.
even Charlotte's outfit. She's hot. She's
I want
hot
to
too.
put them together.
Yeah, dude. I want him to have fulfill your fantasy match from SmackDown versus Raw.
Charlotte needs to bulk
I
up.
love.
Yeah, she does look like a twig, kind of.
Well, she'll go through a metamorphosis soon when she leaves. She'll probably leave after WrestleMania for a few months, and then when she comes back, she'll look like Charlotte, like 7.9. You know, and maybe this one will be less like Carmella and more like regular Charlotte. Can somebody find Joe? Find a picture of Charlotte like of every era, because it's really fascinating, like 2017, like 2015, 2016, 2017, and it's like it's not even like she gets bigger or gets smaller or like, you know, it's like she literally changes shape each time. I've never seen someone like that before, and I know, you know, like it's a little weird to be talking about somebody's like body and stuff like that. You know, maybe we should only focus on who she is as a performer and as a person. But it is like distracting almost. Like, is that Charlotte? Am I really watching Charlotte, or am I watching Carmella, or am I watching somebody else?
It's like when Ultimate Warrior came back at WrestleMania 8 and his hair was shorter and stuff, and you know, he wasn't on the full steroids anymore. And so people thought the Ultimate Warrior was being played by a different person. They thought it wasn't really the Ultimate Warrior. Some people. And that's
it's almost like the difference between Shawn Michaels in 1997 to him in 2002. And it's like you can tell the difference in his face. He just does not look the same. Not like it's like super drastic, but it's almost like Charlotte had those types of changes every single year.
Yeah.
So she would just look more and more different every year. But there was a point in 2019, the segment with Alexa Bliss and Bayley, she is sitting like in this skirt and like suit outfit or whatever that she's got on. It is like the sexiest you will ever see Charlotte. She's showing off so much leg. I want to fucking, I wish I had this photo to just like bring it up immediately. This is like the sexiest you will ever see Charlotte. So I implore everyone to look that up.
Jesus.
Just to be like, hey, listen, you know, you don't like her now, but maybe she in a few years she'll transform back to this, you know.
then there's the big booby one. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
that
was 2017. Yeah, 2017 or 28. Whenever she had that match with Trish Stratton. Trish Stratton. What am I talking about? Trish Stratus. Yeah, when she had the match with Trish Stratus, she had huge boobs and was like voluptuous and nice and thick.
Voluptuous.
I don't fucking know.
Look at her here.
Voluptuous, is that what I called her? Isn't that like something you describe pudding as?
Yeah.
Or something?
No, but this is her pre NXT right there.
Oh, that's with her brown hair.
Crazy. Well, like, and then you got this. You know, it's just very. She's all over the place, man. Charlotte is very chameleon. You know, she can look different.
Yeah. Like Johnny Depp.
Easy. Yeah, like this dude. Look at this. Doesn't even look like Charlotte here. What the?
She did do like a nude photo shoot. You're right, Stephen Lang.
Yeah, in that magazine.
Yeah, like she was just butt naked. I like that one for educational reasons.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I also I always thought she was hotter than fucking Rhea Ripley, or not Rhea Ripley, than Ronda Rousey. You know, like she's definitely hotter than Shayna Baszler.
Bro, there's a picture in that magazine where she's kind of like covering up herself, and she's doing like a bridge from her tiptoes to her right hand, like a table bridge, and the way her hips and ass like are just like her biggest features. It's crazy. Like the size of her hip bones sticking out the front of her. It was for that. I think it was like, wasn't it like ESPN or Sports Illustrated or something? It was called like The Body or something. It was.
I forget. She's done a lot of photos recently, like the past 5 years. She's done a lot of like ass photos and like her like kind of revealing, like being very naked, which is so funny because it's like everybody like, you know, a lot of people probably were like, can it be Alexa who does that? You know, can it be Becky or can it be fucking Rhea Ripley that makes these photos? But it's Charlotte. So it's almost like Charlotte like wants to have that sort of I don't know, like that same reaction people have like if Rhea posts a picture of her, like, you know, taking a picture of her butt, it's almost like Charlotte's like, well, I'm taking a picture with my fucking vag out.
Oh my god!
I'm taking a picture with my pussy lips out.
Yeah.
So you can't beat that.
You guys like that? Well, watch this. And then all this is people being like, I feel like I'm looking at naked Ric Flair.
Oh, it's so mean. I can't.
like,
Yeah, I know it's so mean because she's really not bad. Like, I mean, honestly,
she's good looking.
yeah,
she's good.
I mean, I'd be fucking lucky. I'd be lucky. Charlotte, hit me up. You want a virgin? You know, I won't have a fucking baby with somebody else, bro. And I'm Hispanic, so I'm kind of your guy. You know.
Yeah.
I'm putting myself out there. Yo, Charlotte.
Jesus Christ.
She's single now, bro.
Yeah, she's single now, and she needs a hug. Badly needs a hug, you know?
Do you know how crazy that would be if my virginity was broken by Charlotte Flair? Like, bro, like that'd be a story, dude. Like the story of a lifetime, bro. Like, you know, you want to talk about finishing your story, like, dude.
You finished your story in her.
Yes.
That'd be great.
And then I dump her. Fuck.
Oh. Jesus. I think that yeah, man, I'll let you get out of here. I know you probably got to go to bed now. And you know, I will
yeah, I'm over. I'm talking your ear off, man.
It's okay.
Have a good night. I'll see you soon. I'll record something and send it to you.
Okay, I appreciate it.
About photos.
Yeah, I'll be back at work tomorrow. Today was kind of like I had a crazy day, but I mean tomorrow I'll be back at it.
All right. Oh wait, when does your channel get the embargo lifted on it?
Thursday night.
All right. Cool.
All right,
Have a good night.
Cool. What the fuck was that? Luke Rojas, the man, for coming by. Yeah, really caught off guard by the Kevin Castle thing right in the middle of the show, so definitely caught off guard by that. You know, it really sucks because I really tried to ignore it for this whole show because I started seeing that stuff and I started kind of like in real time realizing that this was real. I just know that I know we mentioned it a couple of times already, but you know, he was somebody that this guy, it didn't matter what happened. If something happened to me ever, and I can look at his Twitter now, and even though my Twitter account, I never, you know, I got a new Twitter account again, he would find me immediately. Kevin would find me immediately on Twitter if I got a new Twitter account. And see, I mean, look how he found me quick. And I'll tell you, bro, if anybody was ever coming after me or doing anything like that, man, he would always be there to be like, hey, man, don't worry about it. Don't worry about this or that or this person. These people don't even know you. They don't know you. He was so real and for real. Like, I feel like there's a lot of people out there that aren't really your friends. And the craziest thing is that we weren't like super close, but like, it was like I knew the guy very well and he knew me well, but we didn't know each other well. It's crazy. But he would always be there to be like, don't worry, bro. That's bullshit, bro. And it's bullshit. So, yeah. Kevin was always had... I look for people like that, that always have your back regardless. And they can say they don't agree with you on things and whatever else, but that's not what I mean. I just mean, like, regardless, they got your back. Most people don't do that. They turtle now, or they hide away, or they tell people, like, oh, no, that guy sucks now, actually. Things like that. Kevin did not do that ever to me, ever. And I mean, even when I said crazy shit or did crazy things, he was just always cool. I think he had something going on. I don't know what the deal was. I thought he had something, maybe liver going on with the liver or something, and he had a lot of medical stuff going on. And then, so, yeah. I'd listened to him for years before ever knowing him, and I almost kind of separated the two. Like, the person I heard was like, to me, was like a really important voice that was like, it was amazing. But the person that I talked to was just like a regular guy. But then every once in a while I'd have to tell that regular guy, like, damn, man, it's crazy. I grew up like I listen to you. He was just great. I just cannot tell you, like, this guy was great. He was a good person that I know of, and he was smart with wrestling. He could just always move your mind. He was always thinking, Sith Negan, when I talk to him sometimes off air and things, he's got great takes on things, and that's kind of what Kevin was like. He would just always be able to roll you into the next thing, He was really Don Tony's, Jake or whatever. Yeah, he is going to be sorely missed as far as wrestling content goes, for sure. But he was just such a good person. There's a couple other quick things I want to mention and do real quick, but we got to take a second. So just let me go back to my little comment here real quick. He is a person now, and I will get this in there. The main channel, the Joe Cronin Show channel, will be live, and it will be a big night. And I was very happy the other night. It was such a great night and everything like that. If they had, like, Rhea Ripley was involved in someone else, and she ended up getting through that, and then she jumped into this match at the end, and then it would have been like, oh shit, I thought Rhea Ripley was going to end up jumping into this match, but then they didn't do that, and it felt like they were building something else, and now she is in the match. Oh shit, something different. Like, instead of just the whole way, it's like, okay, we're just waiting for it to be added. By the way, do I not know what the penultimate or whatever it means? Because was Michael Cole saying tonight was that? I'm like, doesn't that mean this is the last Raw? He's like, it's the penultimate episode of Raw. What? Or was he talking about an advertisement for next week's Raw? I think he was doing that. But I might have been, like, in between doing stuff and I wasn't paying full attention. But I remember hearing that and thinking, like, well, wait a minute, what? Braun Breaker hit one of the most insane fucking spears I've ever seen, and it is. It's one of the most insane spears I've ever seen. It's got to be one of the most insane ones that you've ever seen. I mean, this is one of the craziest fucking shots ever of a spear. And I mean, this, and I'm going to show it because it's fucking insane. This is one of the most insane spears. Boom! Bro, in real time motion, this is wild. Like, this is some crazy ass shit. Like, reckless abandonment. Boom! like I honestly, I don't like Michael Cole's call. Because Michael Cole's like, thanks for coming, Carlito, before he even gets hit, really. Like, he didn't even, and this is the thing I don't like about Michael Cole sometimes, is like, it's like he missed the whole thing. Like this, the call shouldn't be like, I mean, it could be thanks for coming, Carlito, but to me, the call, you wait to see, you know, like, here comes Braun Breaker. Wow! Braun Breaker just about killed. Like, or, you know, it's a car wreck, or, you know, he just about cut Carlito in half. You know, like, it's just, like, you should be reacting to this as, like, boom! Like, I don't know. I just feel like it's a reaction of, like, that is the most insane spear I've ever seen. And instead it was Michael Cole had some kind of canned response. Thanks for coming, Carlito. Like, he could have said that to anything, like him being kicked in the face or punched or thrown into something or something. Like, it was a generic call for anything. I just, you know, I mean, Braun Breaker hit him like Darby Allin hits people. Like, that was a Darby Allin, like, type of deal. But, yeah, I don't know. Not to nitpick, but, I mean, I just feel like you're missing something there. You really are. What's up, chat? Everybody, man, click that like button if you can. Cheers. Shout out to you for being sexy in the chat. Look at you all. Get hot. Get naked. Get rude. And guys, we need somebody to become a donator tonight. I don't know who's going to donate tonight. Probably only going to get one donation, but whoever it is that donates tonight, if somebody donates one donation, I want to put you up here. I want to put you up top, and I want to feature you. And you know, we're looking for one person somewhere to do something crazy. Feel free to do it. Support the show if you can. But in the meantime, click the like button, and that would be much appreciated. But before, well, actually, let's get right to it. Let's go right over to Luke, because Luke's here, and I'm curious to see what he has to say about this show tonight. Kind of a weird Raw to me. But it's been a weird couple of days of wrestling, quite honestly. I find myself more intrigued by Charlotte Flair and Tiffany now than anything, and that was a match that I felt was dead. But now I find it extremely intriguing because it's become this weird, unpredictable thing. So that just shows you how, you know, stuff like that can make you go unexpectedly becomes interesting. And maybe it's not interesting to other people still, and they're like, well, Joe, I still don't give a shit about it. But I now do, and I'm 40 years old, and to get me interested in something is pretty amazing. So good job on the two whoas. Luke, what's up, baby?
What's going on? How do I sound?
Pretty good, actually. You sound so good, it sounds creepy.
How do I sound?
Sound like Leah.
So yeah, I thought tonight was probably the best Raw in like 3 weeks. So
Well,
I'm glad they're out of the UK. I'm just so fucking happy.
did you hear
about
them
that.
try to revive the Roman Reigns thing? And I went, oh no, it's now come to America. Fucking kill us.
Yeah, and a few other annoying chants have come to America, like the That's Chad Gable. No, it's not. I mean, that's not too bad, but I don't care. I've never been one to like really like crowd chants to be quite honest with
Right.
you. Like it's fun, but it feels like WWE nowadays like makes everything like, oh my god, they're chanting. Now we got to stop the show for like a minute and a half to hear the chants. That's what really annoys me because it's just like, I don't know, maybe it's my ADHD or something, and maybe it's because of how media is consumed nowadays with like TikTok and YouTube Shorts. But like, I hate watching WWE television and you have to just sit through like 3 or 4 minutes of nothing. And then when a promo starts, it starts with nothing. So it's always like, okay, so you just sat through an entrance that's like 2-3 minutes long. Now you're going to hear this. What is up, Chicago? For like and then like the crowd cheers and then he stops. And it's just, stop wasting my fucking time. Just get to the shit already,
Right.
I did like Seth's promo with Paul at the end. I'm not like particularly angry or like hate this storyline. I don't think it's a compelling reason, or they don't have a compelling reason for all three of them to be facing each other. And they've sort of morphed this match into like a Paul Heyman thing, which I don't think it really needed to be. And I actually think is kind of like bogging the story down because I kind of find it lame. It's like Paul Heyman is like a 60-year-old dude. Why are they so concerned about like who he stands in the corner?
Yeah,
of?
why are we fighting over him like he's a sex machine or something? It's very
Yeah,
weird.
like we're fighting over him like he's Alexa Bliss or something. Like I would want Alexa Bliss to stand in my corner. I really couldn't give a shit. Like I don't know, because they've also done this storyline before with Paul Heyman. And I don't know. I think the three of them could have had an interesting feud, just being all at each other's throats for different reasons, and now they have to clash. But it feels like the last 3 weeks they've sort of dropped the ball with that narrative and have just tried to turn it into something that has more to do with the favor and more with infighting between, Paul Heyman and CM Punk and Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins trying to take advantage of that. We still don't know what they get out of winning this match.
All right, I'm back. Sorry. Okay. Something totally wrong with my computer.
Seth Rollins trying.
What is wrong? There we go. I fixed it. Okay. My bad. Yeah, man. I just I love that guy, and it's crazy because it's weird. It's like I feel like a lot of people I talk to, like, why does stuff happen to all these people I talk to? It's like not because I'm talking to them, but I feel like there's not a lot of people I talk to anymore. Like there's not a lot of people that I look forward to. Like, oh yes, like we talk in DMs quite a bit. Like I know a lot of local wrestlers, right? Like I've known a lot of local wrestlers. And pretty much most of the local wrestlers I've known over the years, and a lot of them, I see them and we say hi, and once in a while we leave comments about each other's things, and I leave comments to them, and, there's some nice things said and stuff like that. But one of the only guys that I had these conversations with in the DMs on Facebook was Nick Steele. I would have these conversations about the country and the world and what was going on, and we would have these conversations, and then he died like a couple years ago. It was like we talked about his kids and my kids and our futures and stuff, and then he died like out of nowhere, and I'm like, that's crazy. I talked to this guy the most of anybody by far. He was like someone I talked to, and I lost that. He wasn't there anymore, and I was like, damn. Me and him would always send each other articles or talk about news, and he was somebody who was a very conservative type of person, or libertarian, conservative mix, whatever you want to call it, very like much that sort of thing. And I was somebody who was kind of changing a little bit in my beliefs, but still for some, quite a bit left. And, I was coming into like, discovering things and talking about things. And he would talk about his way he felt about it. And we didn't even agree on everything all the time fully at all. But we would just kind of like be talking about like the world and where is this shit going and what's going on. And yet we're kind of like a little bit different in our beliefs, but then a lot the same in many ways. But it was just, it was great talk. We'd always have these great articles. We talk about stuff. We just have these weird DM conversations. And then he just died. And, Kevin Castle is somebody that we'd have these random little wrestling conversations on DMs. And then we'd have conversations about the world. And again, somebody who would defend me, somebody who would like come out and be like, hey, you all right? Like, I remember I get piled on, something was going on. The guy'd be like, yo, what's up, Joe? Are you okay? And we talk. I'm pissed off, kind of, that I didn't get to talk to him more recently, especially because I haven't talked to him since we talked about the Naked Gun actually a little while back. But that might have been one of the last things we talked about. And before that, it was about something about when Denise Salad Tosser was all her people were coming after me or whatever, and he was like, you don't, you know what you're doing. Don't worry about it. And he was laughing, and we were talking about that, and that was last time I really talked to him, which was not that long ago, I suppose. But Asshole Pie, thank you for the $3, man. Doomed, thank you for the $3. And Louis Urdaneta, thank you for the $10, man. I know it was kind of a quiet night here, but I'm so glad that we were able to, do a little bit of a review here. Thank you to Luke Rojas. Luke came on and really helped out. I'm in a weird shock right now, I feel like, about the Kevin thing. It's like I knew he was sick, but you know how we're all busy and we're all like, whatever. And, you kind of like, you're like watching from afar a little bit, like, hope everything works out. I thought they were going to be live talking about it at some point, or somebody was going to be talking about it, but I don't think there's been any activity. I wasn't even sure fully what was up. But yeah, I wanted to make sure it was confirmed. Like, I really didn't know if there was maybe something else going on, but yeah, no, that's it. I didn't know that. Oh, let's see. Huh. It's just, it was weird to me that it was vague, that they sort of mention it vaguely, like we'll be addressing something, and it's like ominous, ominous way to address things. I didn't think it would be like addressed the way it was. I thought, there'd be like a definitive, like, this is what's going on. And the weird thing is, and then they didn't do it. I don't think they talked about it at all. So I don't even know what's going on. That's crazy, Scam Tunes. I'm not in a great. I'm really tired today too. I'm sorry. Like, I don't have a lot. I'm not bringing a lot of energy here tonight because I had a fucking crazy day. And then I heard about this right before I went on the air too, so I'm a little bit like, whoa, which is weird. I usually can kind of get through anything, but I'm just sort of like, wow, this day, I need to end this day. You know, I need to go sleep. Need to go to bed, but we should all, you know, everybody's got to be really thankful. We make a lot of jokes about, oh, you know, do this to me, kill me, it's terrible. But we should all be pretty happy to be waking up. If when you wake up tomorrow, everybody should be pretty happy that you woke up. You know, Lex Luger likes to tweet out every day, you know, thank you, God, for another day. You know, another beautiful day or whatever. And you know, it's kind of amazing, you know, when you get to wake up and open your eyes and you get to sort of go out into the world and keep going, whatever that is, whatever you do. And the world really starts to slow down when you get older, you know, obviously, which is always funny because it should speed up. You know, it's funny how the world slows down. Your body slows down, you start breaking down and slowing down, and your brain slows down, and then you just actually start slowing down. And there's a part of me that always said, well, it doesn't make any sense. I'm 80 years old. Get the fuck out of my way. I got to get there quickly because I could die at any second. I'm 80 years old. I want to get there fast. Let's go. What the fuck? You know, and I don't want to be slow. What the hell are these people doing? But, you know, you kind of go to really appreciating everything, really absorbing it all. And really, like, probably is that the older you get, you know. And I know money is a tough thing, man. It really does make things stressful, and it does mess things up because you know, it really warps my mind. I know that if I just did a little bit better and that was out the window, I know that I'm a much better person. So I really love life then. But when you're worried about your family and the house and everything, and you could say like, oh, don't worry if you lost your car, lost your house, lost things, you know, you're still alive or whatever. But it's like, what? My whole family is like, what the hell would happen, you know? So that's the problem with money, is it does kind of get in your way and impedes my happiness quite a bit, you know? So it does. You know, if you made a little bit more, I'd be good. You know, I mean, I think the evidence is clear from 2017, 18, and 19 on my show. Man, I was happy. It was so easy to be happy. It was unbelievable. I was so happy during those times. My Facebook posts prove it. I had no Facebook posts. I barely ever posted on Facebook. That's how I knew I was in a rotten mood. Is, you know, in 2016, 2017, 18, 19, 20, and even 21 kind of, you know, I really didn't do a lot of posting on Facebook. Didn't do a lot of it. In fact, you know, but before 2016, man, I used to post some of the most fucked up shit on Facebook, like we're all done and it's all over and this fuck, you know, whatever. And I'm just miserable. So it really does. Money does buy happiness, but you can, you just got to remember that, yeah, man, we're so lucky to wake up tomorrow, whatever we do tomorrow. Especially fucking 40 years old. I'm 40. So, you know, the clock starts ticking for sure at 40. But yeah, Kevin was great. And, I wish it was a joke or something. Like almost like it's so weird the way that they unveiled it and the way it's been announced, kind of, and the way people have been reaching out to me. But yeah, it's hard to believe. But again, I love this guy. He was great. He was always great to me. Such a good guy and so good with the wrestling knowledge and I just can't believe. I'm just like, what? I don't even know. I got real used to having him to be able to fuck around with on Twitter, you know. Mm. Yeah, it's weird. Some people say the guy was, some people say, Kevin was tough. Like, people act tough. He was tough, and things like that. But honestly, even though he was pretty tough, he was so nice to me. Like, it was never like I don't know, bro. He was just nice. He was a nice guy, and a nice guy to me, and he. I don't know, man. I still can't believe. I can't believe that. That's crazy. I talked to him for so long. I listened to him for so long, and I talked to him for so long. When things were bad, that guy would reach out to me. It's so crazy. When things were bad, that guy would reach out to me. I mean, I know a lot of people would reach out to me, and DM me. A lot of people would do it, but this guy was very consistent and very serious about stuff with me. And then we would have good wrestling talk too. And then on top of that, it's like somebody that I listened to for years before I was doing wrestling shows. I was doing other shows, but not wrestling. And, I mean, I started listening to them in like the late 90s, I want to say it was like 99 or 2000 or something. Way back. It was way back. And so it's just so weird to meet somebody that you've actually heard in your head that long, or to know somebody like that. But yeah, it goes way back. And I'd find them and lose them off and on over the years. That's why I couldn't quite put a finger on everything. And what's crazy is when I started listening. And then what blew me away is I'd actually never seen what Kevin Castle looked like. I didn't even know what Kevin looked like. I didn't know what Don Tony looked like. I didn't even know that. For years I thought Don Tony, I thought it was two different people. So I thought there was three guys. I thought it was three people in the first couple of years, or when I first heard them. It's kind of blurs together now, but it's funny. And then I found out, I get it now. It was like 2007 or something. Yeah. And then they've always been great to me. And, yeah, it just kind of sucks, bro. I can't believe I'm actually really kind of in shock. I'm not normally this, speechless about something, but yeah, it's pretty crazy. I wish we talked more recently, although I did talk to him a couple weeks ago, but I wish that we talked more. I mean, he was tweeting on April 4th, so man. So thank you guys for hanging out tonight, and rest in peace to Kevin Castle. Obviously, if everybody, all the OGs knew this guy.
Fucking Mark!
Thanks for subbing, Anthony. What's going on, man? I had a crazy day with my kids. Leah was sick. My wife was sick today for the first time in like forever, and I mean, she was sick. So I had to get up on 2 hours of sleep. She slept only an hour, probably. I slept 2 hours. And we woke up, and I had to do stuff, and I had to interview stuff and all this crazy stuff, so I have on no sleep. Anyway, thank you guys. We have a huge loss in the wrestling community with this. And I will catch you guys tomorrow at some point. And that's about it. I'll talk to you tomorrow. I'll have some other thoughts. I might put them on Patreon or do a little audio thing. I've got something with Luke Rojas we're going to put up. And so look for that. We'll be back on the main channel on Joecroninshow Thursday night to Friday, sometime this week, promoting, getting ready for Monetize This 500. And Monetize This 500 is obviously, right around the corner. Yeah, that's it. And I'll catch you guys later. Thanks for being here. Thanks to Luis Urdaneta, Top Dono. And I'll see you tomorrow.